In the previous episode, you heard the leaders from the asset management business talk about the impact of COVID-19 on the Indian economy. A common line of thought that's being echoed clearly is about recovery during the second half of the financial year, with a strong sentiment for Make in India and India aspiring to play a significant role in the global supply chain. Today, we present to you some interesting views on the impact of COVID-19 on various sectors and the broad investment outlook going forward.
Despite the challenging economic outlook and the weak outlook on corporate profits, especially in the current year, in my judgment, the outlook for stock markets over the medium to long period is quite promising. We must keep in mind the fact that the impact on intrinsic value of a business of 1 year of lower profits is quite minimal. Besides, the sharp fall in interest rates has also an upward bias on the fair values of businesses. India's market cap to GDP and the last 10-year returns of stock markets are at levels from where in the past we have seen very strong returns over the medium to long periods. I think the key to figuring out these markets is not to focus on the headlines of today, but to imagine or to figure out how will the headlines look after 1 year. Will COVID still dominate headlines, or will life, economy and corporate profits come back to normal levels? And to look at the prevailing valuations today with that environment in mind.
As an investment professional, we are focusing on understanding which sectors could make a faster comeback and which will be structurally, impacted. We believe the B2B and essential businesses will see a faster recovery, while pharma and telecom would sustain their business performance. The recovery in the industrials could be delayed, and within consumption, staples should be better off. Depending on the eventual impact on jobs and income, discretionary we feel could take some time to revive. We find market valuations to be attractive on a historical basis, considering the market cap to GDP and the favorable bond and earnings yield gap. At the current index levels, even if we assume a 15% cut on the consensus earnings, the Nifty will be at a reasonable valuation on an FY22 basis.
So while the economy recovers, and that's what is reflected by the equity markets, the overall strength of the recovery on a 2-year basis is not seen to be as dramatic as is being reflected by the fixed income markets. And I think that's the right way to look at it. Some sectors will do exceptionally well. Areas like telecom and any area where there is limited human interaction or physical interaction, online services, home delivery of products and services wherever it's possible, those businesses have rebounded already, and in fact that's already reflected in stock prices in many of these sectors. So consumer discretionary, small ticket items, online services, entertainment online, not really reflected in listed companies, but how businesses and volumes are seen in some of the unlisted companies. The automobiles supporting personal mobility. Also, rural India seems to have escaped the current pandemic largely, and so rural demands supported by good agricultural crops will see normal economic growth in those segments. This will obviously be negated by some of the other segments, service oriented largely, where there is some possibility of job losses as well. So the overall economy may see on a 2-year basis an annual growth just in middle or even maybe low single digits. So all in all, a reasonably good environment for investors looking at markets from a long-term perspective.
I think there are obvious winners and losers. In terms of losers, some of your traditional sectors, malls, retail, airlines, hospitality, tourism, I think it will take a while before we come back to normalcy and things resume. I think two things where we see opportunity from a fund point of view are in terms of themes. One is technology and telecom. technology, not only the traditional Indian IT, but also a lot of disruptive technology themes that have been accelerated in the COVID period. And secondly, pharma and healthcare. India, which has been a leading generics manufacturer for the world, now has an opportunity to become a major manufacturing hub.
Auto is a sector, where you expect that demand will just get postponed and it will not really get completely wiped off. So auto on a broad basis and auto ancillaries is probably one of the sectors which I expect to recover fast, and maybe COVID-19 was just another thing for them. They were any which way going through a slowdown. I think insurance, awareness for insurance, and because BFSI, everything is painted with one broad stroke. Everything in BFSI got hammered, but I didn't understand why insurance has to be hammered. Actually, if you ask me, awareness for insurance and the need for insurance has actually got to go up. So my sense is that different sectors will have different impact. Anything which is heavily linked to government investment, a lot of leverage in the system, I think those things might get impacted. But my sense is that there are many sectors which, the decline in stock prices, many sectors are giving very interesting investment opportunities. And talking of investment outlook, there is one thing I've learned over my 2 decades. Whatever we may talk about the markets and investment gyan, one thing never changes, that people who invest in the good times and hold back in the bad times, I don't think that's a great recipe for wealth creation. The other important thing is that a lot of people think that wealth is created, or say money is made in good times. I think that's a wrong notion to carry. In the good times, the results come about and they look good, but actually money is made by investing in the bad times.
The strong fiscal and monetary stimulus should prove to be sufficiently reflationary. And with that, a lot of trends of last decade may see a reversal, and that will have huge investment implications going forward. Developed markets versus emerging markets, value versus growth, large cap versus small cap, defensives versus cyclicals, so on and so forth. From a stock picking perspective, I would say focus on bottom-up stock picking rather than looking at sectors from a top-down perspective. Companies that have resilience, not only to survive this crisis, but to come out stronger on the other side of this crisis when a lot of opportunities may present themselves. Companies that have the nimbleness and agility, companies that focus on risk management, not only to have an extensive scenario planning, but create feedback loops to deal with unknown unknowns. And a newer risk like cybersecurities, companies that focus on resources, how to reskill their employees and prepare for a new environment like work from home. Companies that focuses on relationships, building a right kind of relationship with all the stakeholders given the tough times. I think all of these qualities, the nimbleness, agility of the management, the focus on innovation of R&D, all of these are going to be critical when you are looking at an investment opportunity.
COVID-19 is changing customer behavior across industries. Sectors which required physical interaction like multiplexes, retailing, travel, tourism, aviation have been hit adversely by COVID-19. Leverage companies across any sector is finding it difficult to retain equity value as asset value is available only to meet lenders' requirement. Of course, there are companies and sectors which will benefit out of COVID-19. These are sectors in food processing, pharmaceutical, power, telecom, online distribution. More importantly, companies will have to change their pattern to meet consumer preferences. For example, value for money brand will do better compared to Uber luxury brand. Entertainment will shift indoors from outdoors, and companies which specialize in indoor entertainment will do well. Discretionary consumption will get heavily impacted. Hence, companies which can miniaturize their product and servicing from shampoo bottle to sachets will be able to survive. At the end of the day, nimble will survive. On the other hand, people who are not willing to change or adopt will become extinct like dinosaurs.